And this is Suzie Bombardier. She was a 14-year-old girl living in Northern California with her family when she was kidnapped, raped, and murdered in June of 1980. She had been living in the city of Antioch when she took a job babysitting one night that summer. She had agreed to babysit her adult sister's young nieces. So she spent the evening in her sister's townhome in the supposedly safe California town. However, sometime in the night, things went terribly wrong. When Suzie's sister got home, she couldn't find the teenager anywhere. There was no sign of forced entry, but it wasn't like Suzie to just wander off. So she called the young girl's parents, and the family then called the police. Cops came out to the house and did a full investigation of the scene. They didn't uncover much evidence, but they did note the same thing Suzie's sister had seen. There was no sign of forced entry into this townhouse. If Suzie really had been kidnapped, she wasn't just a runaway. Cops felt like she was likely to have known her abductor and had let them in the house on her own free will before actually being taken. As police scrambled to locate the girl, her family racked their brains wondering who Suzie could have come across on that fateful night. 5 days later, Suzie's remains were found by a local fisherman. They'd been floating in the nearby San Joaquin River, about 60 miles east of San Francisco, and just a few miles away from where she was first abducted. For nearly 4 decades, the case went cold. Cops didn't have any reliable evidence to track down the killer, and DNA technology was only in its infancy for much of the time of the case as it progressed. Police pressed media outlets to keep the case in the public eye, but it slowly faded away. Concern over young girls babysitting alone only became more pronounced, though. All over America, families stopped letting their teen daughters babysit for neighborhood children out of abundance of caution. But then in 2017, police caught a break. A new DNA profile matched swabs in Suzie's remains to a man named Mitchell Lynn Bacon. He was a convicted sex offender who was known to Suzie and her family at the time of the murder. He was charged in 2017 with the kidnapping, rape, and murder, and he was eventually convicted of all of those crimes. Police determined he likely convinced Suzie to let him into the townhouse on that fateful night before kidnapping her and ending her such young life.